Alright guys, we are back. Sorry for the delay. If you're just now joining us, which you are, on this table, Lena has won the first rack over Shin-Mei. We do appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is Sean Denny with X-Pool, bringing you coverage of the WPBA and WPA Women's World 8-Ball Championship. It is the inaugural Women's World 8-Ball Championship. A lot of top players in the field. It's going to be a very exciting tournament. We're glad we get to be a part of it. So Lena has won the first rack. They are the ones keeping score on digital pool. They have a tablet in the arena with them. So if they have not updated it, that's why you see 0-0 on our screen. Alright. Should see her play the 2 here. The 6 does go by the 13, it looks like. She might come all the way back up for the 1 right now, though. And she's fallen a little bit short on it. Maybe she's got the 6. Yeah, she's looking at where she wants to go off of this 6 ball. I don't quite think that's going to get it done. The players are allowed to use jump cues here. I do believe that's what she's going for. Probably see her jump at the 1 ball. That's what she's called. Yeah, she just came up well short on that shot on the 6, which is kind of surprising. It's normally on a shot like that, it's better to overrun it than it is to underrun it. That was a good effort, though. And she's not left a whole lot of anything. The 10 will cut all the way down the rail if she can see enough of it, but I don't believe she can. Yeah, that was always going to be a tough shot. I think we'll see Lena take on this 3 ball. No, she's electing to back cut the 1. Good shot there. She knew it was going to run into the 4 and play, and it was going to come with position. Now it's just stop shot, and then you could play a stop shot on the 3 with where the 8 ball is, or you can drag the cue ball down a little bit, but it's just kind of personal preference. You don't really have to do a whole lot of anything with these. Yeah, she's looking at bringing the cue ball back a little bit. I think she's gotten pretty straight on this, so bringing it down the table is not really that much of an option, but she could definitely bring it back. Or is she looking at going forward a couple rails? That was always going to be a little dangerous. Now I think she's got to play it rail first. Yeah. That's the problem. On brand new cloth, the balls skid a little bit, so you don't always get as much out of the shot as you're wanting. Sometimes when it skids, it can kill it off of a rail. Yeah, she's missed the ball entirely. That's one of those that you always want to cheat down and make sure you make a good hit, because if you make a good hit, you don't give your opponent ball in hand. It's better than making the... I mean, it's not as good as making the ball, but it's definitely not as bad as ball in hand. I think Shin-Mei is a favorite to get out here. Taking care of really the only problem ball. I mean, the 13 had pockets it would go to. Oh, wow, she rattled that one a little bit. The 13 had pockets it would go to, but the easiest pocket was down here in the bottom right. Tied up the 14 and the 9 a little bit. It's a good angle to go ahead and make the 14 though. If it's pocketable, this is the angle you want. She's going to go ahead and play the 11. Uh-oh. Cue ball's tracking towards the side. Okay. This might even be a better angle for the 14. For those of y'all just tuning in, my name's Sean Denny. I am a part of the X-Pol broadcast team. This is normally Lonnie's booth, but she has a match right now, so you guys get to deal with me for a minute. Wow, that was a good swing for how much of a back cut that was. And Lena's in a little bit of a tight position here. Yeah, I guess she could try and pocket the 9, and that might push the 8 towards the middle of the end rail, and then try and bring the cue ball all the way back up table. Lena has used her extension for this rack. I don't blame her. This is a tricky situation. Honestly, if the 9 ball is not makeable, I'm not saying giving ball in hand's ever a good idea, but it could be the lesser of the two evils. No, she's done good there. I don't think she's going to like where she ends up if the 9 ball's not frozen to the rail. We're going to see a little bit of tick and tack back and forth. Now I'm probably giving ball in hand. We are not playing a 3-foul rule. Alright. Now she's in a real tough spot. I think she's just going to try and edge this 9 back up to the 8. Yeah. Shen's going to get some real good separation here. And she's left the cue ball in a place that Lena can't really push the 9 all the way back up. Oh, that's unfortunate. You all will have to forgive me. I am not used to having a live chat. So if I forget to glance over, I do apologize. Cloud, to answer your question, Soa is here. And then, which Amber would you be talking about? The complete players list is on the WPBA Facebook page too. It was posted about a week ago. You can also find the bracket to follow along on the WPBA Facebook page. It's on the post where we mention all of the featured matches today for the Schuler-Bauer Arena. Nathan, I have not seen a list of players who turned down the invite. I don't think many did, if any. Alright, the score's all leveled out at 1. Shin-Mei to break. Looking for either of the balls behind the head ball to go in the side pocket. She's dropped to 12. Done real nice. Got a good spread. Everything looks pretty out in the open. Don't really see any issues. Gotten a little unfortunate there. I don't think she was wanting to hit the 13 on the way in. On the way out would have been okay. Would have kept up a little bit of momentum. On the way in, though, kind of killed the momentum and changed the line of the shot. Nathan, I am not 100% sure. I can find that out for you. Maybe not during this match, but maybe in the future on another match. As far as I'm aware it was, but I may be wrong. Let's see. Lena coming to the table. It's pretty open. The only issue might be the 11. I think it goes in the side pretty easily, though. She might be playing this 13 off of either the 3 or the 11. Oh, no. Just playing safe. Needed to hit. I think she needed to hit that ball thinner to try and get it back on the 13. I do not believe the 3 tracks all the way into the top left corner. Let's see. My guess would be the 4-ball into the side after this one. Maybe play it, maybe come up and try and dodge the 14 a little bit. Really put some oomph into that one. Ended up coming 2 rails, playing it with top inside English. That makes that shot a lot harder than it looks. Alright. She wanted to float over a little bit more for the save, but she should be fine. A couple different ways you can play. You can play with just a straight high ball, especially being elevated over the 9 like she is. Looks like she might be putting a touch of inside on it to get the check off the rail. And just like that, Shin-Mei up 2-1 over Lena Primus. I want to take a second and thank everybody who's come together and make this event happen. Our presenting sponsor, ONEIDA Casino and Hotel, the host location for this event. Also got Pechauer Custom Cues. They played a major role in this. Their shop's about 15-20 minutes up the road from where we're at. Very thankful to have them on board. Olhausen Billiard Products. These brand new 9-foot, never before seen Olhausen tables that we are playing on. Just released, I believe, yesterday on July 1st. Gorgeous tables. I've had the pleasure of hitting a couple balls on them. They roll true. No issues from any of the players so far, so awesome work by them and that whole crew. Schuler Bauer Real Estate Services, another big sponsor for this event. Appreciate them. Taom Billiard Products. We are using the Taom template rack for this whole tournament. And back to the action we go. Lena to break, looking to tie it up at 2 apiece. Let's see if she can get there. Beautiful break. Really nice pop on the cue ball, good spread. No issues whatsoever. Have your pick, Lena. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, really the easiest opener is probably going to be the 4 in the side, but if you like stripes, you can take the 13 in the side as well. It's a little bit of a back cut. It actually might be a little bit more severe than what the angle's showing here. The 14 up into the top left pocket isn't really all that bad either, but I mean, I think you just take the easy road and, yeah, pocket the 4 and go where you go from there. 4 to the 1. Or maybe the 5. She's played that like there's a window in between the 9 and the 11. I do believe there is. Might have to cheat the pocket just a little bit. If she does in fact have to cheat the pocket, I do not expect her to play this with very much pace at all. If she doesn't have to cheat the pocket, you'll see her really get into it. Oh yeah, she had a full pocket available, she was fine. Used all the pocket on that one. Yeah, Ben, this is a WPA sanctioned event. This is a world championship, invite only. It is not a WPBA event, but the WPBA is helping with the tournament, if that makes sense. But as far as WPBA events go, I mean, I love seeing all the top players coming over for it. That tells me that the WPBA is doing the right thing, putting the players first and doing everything they can to make sure that the events are suitable for them. Because in the end, that's what it's all about. It's all about the players and the spectators. It's the organization's job to make sure that both of those groups are happy. Lena with a really good run out here just has to make this really good shot on the 8. Overcut it a little bit. That could come back to hurt. Alright, I expect her to start with this 13 in the side first. Seems like a really good opening shot. Only two problems you really got to worry about are the 11 and the 9. The 11 and the 9, and if you get on them good enough, you can play the combo, but you got so many other options to work around that you can take the 9 and then come back around for the 11 eventually. I like this shot playing the 14 all the way down. You can use this 15 to drop right in the window in between the 10 and the 11 to make the 9 next. And then you can just go ahead and make the 11 in the opposite corner. Or you can just play the 10, either one. Looks like she's going to go ahead and attack the 9. Good shot there. Yep. Got there on the 10. I think she wanted to be a little bit higher so she could drop down for the 11 next, but I think she'll be alright. Yeah. this 8-ball to go up 3-1. Nice run out there by Shin-Mei, capitalizing off of a missed 8-ball by Lena. Alright, Shin-Mei to break, almost halfway there. Really didn't catch the head ball like she wanted to. She's been trying to keep the cue ball in the middle of the table. That was more like a cut break. Solids are definitely the play here. The 11, 15, and 10 are tied up in a not so fun way. Oh, that's not going to be good. Not only is she giving the table back, but I do believe she's going to be stuck with stripes after this one. The 5 is going to lead to the 1 in the side. I expect her to draw this with a little bit of bottom right. That's exactly what she's looking at doing. And this is another one of those where it's better to overhit it than underhit it. Because if you overhit it, you've either got the 1 all the way down here in the corner that she's over right now. She's hit it perfect anyway, but on this line, she can just play this cue ball forward a little bit. Then she'll have the 4 next. She elected to take it all the way down. I don't blame her. Game with better position. Great shot there. Doesn't want to get straight in on this. I think she might have. It's not necessarily a problem to get straight in because the ball that you're working to is so close, but drawing back, you might come off the 10 if you're trying to go all the way back to the rail and then spin back out. If you miss hit it at all, you can draw back into the 10, and the cue ball is going to track back down to where it is, leaving a pretty severe back cut on the 2. Yeah, she's elected to just play it forward. She's going to have a really tough cut into the side. You can see her pointing at the table where she wanted to be at. Got Brian Pauly, Superman Trick Shots in the chat. Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing good. All right. A shot that I really like here is 3-railing this 10 ball out. Or just banking it over to the other side and kind of tucking the cue ball up on the 15. The worst thing you're going to leave is a bank, and it's not going to be that great of a shot anyway. Unless you can cut at this 10 and make it. If you can make it, then that's definitely the play. But you better be confident in your ability. Looks like that's what she's doing. Good shot there. Now she's just got to figure out how she's going to open up the 11 and 15. There's no way that table 1's already done. Oh, wow. You weren't kidding, Steven. What's up, though, man? Alright. She's got to figure out what she's going to do with this 11. Honestly, a really good shot if she can find a way to get onto the onto the bottom side of it. Is just bunting the 15 in between the rail and the 11, and then leaving the cue ball frozen on the backside of the 11. I don't know if the 15 will pass it, but that'd be a pretty hellacious safety. Wow, Cheska really won that one quick. Viewer numbers on this part of the channel went up pretty drastic after that. For those of y'all just tuning in, Shin-Mei leads Lena Primus 3-1. Steven, I'm glad you enjoyed doing that match. I'm glad you're just here or available helping us, not necessarily here. She was really trying to break that out. Missed you at Lambeau yesterday, though, Steven. She played that as kind of a two-way shot. Don't worry, Steven. I hate me enough for the both of us. I don't need your help. Yeah, Kathleen, I mean, the match only lasted 48 minutes. That's pretty sporty. All right. Let's see. Honestly, she's got a really good chance here to break this out. I would just push the 11 into the 15. You might make it, you might not, but leave the cue ball on the about where the 15 is, maybe a little bit lower, or even lower than that, because the 7's not going in the side. Oof. Did she get fortunate? I think she did. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see a subtle wave of the hand acknowledging a good roll, but alright. Looks like she's going to line up the kick on the 2. Play this 2 rails. Easier to go rail first, makes the ball a lot easier to make. She is not going to find cover. The 9's going to be available, but she has left the cue ball on the rail. And it looks like it's pretty straight. She had enough angle that she could come out. Alright. Now I just play this. I'm probably playing the 15 first, but you can go either way. The 15 just makes shape a little bit easier. The 11 you kind of have to spin the cue ball around. Just need to make sure you put a good stroke on this so it punches out enough. Well done. Now just play this with maybe a touch of inside to try and kill it off of the rail, but you're hitting it thin enough that I don't think it's going to come too far over. So a really important rack for Lena. Got all the way down to the 8 ball on the last one and couldn't quite finish it off. Beautiful shot there. Pretty routine 8 ball here. Just like that, 3-2. And it is going to be Lena's break. break. She's got a lot of power behind it. Just couldn't quite get anything to fall on that one. Alright, the referee had to mark a ball and move it in order to get the template rack off. Let's see the options here. Ben, that official, is probably about 6'4". He does have a little bit of height to him, that's for sure. If I had to give you my best estimate, I've walked by him a couple times today. I'd say he's about anywhere from 6'2" to 6'4". Alright, so she has elected to play stripes. It tells me that the 9-10 combination is possible. Doesn't want to get too straight here. Yeah, she's shaking her head. I think she's gotten a little too straight. She'll have to really power this one up and draw it out. Maybe introduce a touch of outside English to try and get the cue ball to spin off the rail just like that. I don't know if she's come away with a shot on the 14 or not. I don't believe she has. I think she can see the edge of the 9 ball, but I don't think she can see much more than that. She can kick and stick underneath the 9 ball. I think I actually kind of like that play. You'd have to hit it with a lot of power, though, to make sure that the 1 ball comes all the way down and gets a rail. That's the ball that's going to come closest. Oh, wow, she was able to make that. I thought she was underneath that ball. I will say sometimes it's a little bit tough with these Aramith black balls to differentiate stripes and solids. She's going to have to fight through a little bit of traffic to get back down for this 8 ball. I think she's got a little bit of angle, and I think it's the right angle. I think she can just kind of stun off of this 9 ball and go straight down the line. I don't think it's going to hit the 2. You might introduce a little bit of draw just to make sure it doesn't clip the 2. That's what you had to be worried about. I think she'll be able to see the edge of this, but she's not going to be able to see the whole thing. Definitely not enough to make it. Yeah, Dwayne, I mean, it's kind of tough because as a player, I absolutely love the contrast on the Aramith black balls. I mean, I really do. Whenever I'm playing, those are my preferred set of balls to play with. But for stream purposes, it can make it a little bit tougher. I mean, there were a couple times on the featured match on table 1 when I was commentating the noon matchups where I thought one of the object balls was the 8 ball because all I could see was just the black part. So it does make it a little bit tough on the commentary and on the stream. What a kick. Oh, wow. She's done real well there, and the cue ball's gotten in a real safe position. Yeah, I think she's left enough this 8 ball to make it, but wow. I still can't get over that kick shot. Maybe she hasn't left enough of it. Alright, well, Lena's got to run out from here. And, I mean, she's got the right ball to open it up with. The 4 ball's the biggest problem on the table for her. Good opening shot there. Now she might have to take the 6 ball. The biggest problem is figuring out what you're going to... I mean, if you can get down here and pocket the 2, it opens up this bottom right-hand corner for the 3 and the 5. Oh, I didn't realize she could see enough of the 1 to make it. I thought she was doubled up on the 7. She was really trying to cheat the pocket and hold shape for the 5 ball on the side. I didn't really think she needed to. I thought she might have played the potting angle. she would have run into the 5 and the 3, and she was almost surely going to come up with a shot after that. And nice kick there from Shin-Mei to go up 4-2. Our video scoreboard is wrong. The players are keeping track of both the video scoreboard and the flip scoreboard that you see at the top right there. They're the ones with the tablet, so if the scoreboard is wrong on our end, it is not on us, it is the players forgetting to change it, and that's perfectly fine. Had that break a little bit more square this time. Unfortunate that the 12 didn't fall. Got a little bit of a mess right on the rack. Alright, so she circled the table a couple times and elected to take the stripes. Deemed that those had the least amount of issues. Really, the only issues they have is the 9. And you could say the 14's an issue, but it's really not that bad. As soon as you make the 11, it makes that top left-hand corner pocket available for it. Honestly, you could just make this 12 right now. Go on down for the 11. You've also got the 13 as what I like to call a bailout ball. It's makeable from a lot of different places on the table. If you happen to get unlucky on a breakout shot, that ball is there to bail you out. Alright. Maybe she's going to play the 14 all the way down the table. I don't hate it. I actually kind of like it. Comes with shape. Biggest problem is she's going to have to figure out what she's going to do with that 9 ball. It might be makeable. There might be enough space in between the 7 and 8 to make it down in this bottom left-hand corner. That's what she's looking at. You almost have to fall on it perfect, though. Hit that ball really nice. Didn't want to get elevated over the 15. I think she can see the full cue ball. And she might actually have a decent angle to try and come up into the 7 and 9. The 9 might actually go in the side pocket. If it does, your cueing is going to be a little awkward because of where you're at over the 15. But if you can put bottom left on it and kind of drop it down and spin it off that rail over right at where she's looking at. It just depends on how you can cue on this ball. She might have overdid it. Yeah, she's overdone it a little bit. Put a little too much juice in that one. Wow. That's unfortunate because I think she got exactly where she needed to. Just caught the point on the way in. All right. Shin-Mei with a good chance here to make it 5-1. Oh no. That's going to be unfortunate. She has to jump kick this. Oh. That was going to be the biggest problem. I mean, the two's still not easy. Once again, the Aramith black's got me. I didn't see the stripe all the way at the top of the table. Looks like she's trying to soft kick at this. We could be in for a long rack here. Might see a little safety battle going back and forth. Nobody wanting to make a ball. Now, depending on if this 7-ball goes by the 15, now's the time to get the 9-ball out. You could just, I don't know, you might not be able to cross over because you might be scratching. Looks like it might be a little tricky. She's playing the 2-rail kick. That's going to be a ball and hand foul. Thought she might hit that with a little bit more pace if she was going 2 rails. With the way she hit it, it was pretty apparent she was only going 1. Now Shen's going to play this 2-ball down here in the bottom left-hand corner and use the cue ball to break out the 7. You can go this way too. It just makes cueing a little bit more awkward with the 9 right there, but it's still fine. Should be okay here. Frank, we actually couldn't run a table mic. The players requested us to have music in here, and with us being on YouTube, we would get copyright infringements. So weren't able to do table mics. Some of the cameras that are hooked up have audio microphones, I guess, like built into the camera, but the camera that we're using for this table doesn't. Alright, Lena with a chance that I don't know if she thought she was going to get. Let's see if she can capitalize on it. James, hi. Thank you for tuning in. She definitely didn't want to hit the 15. Good hit, says the referee. And Lena's back on the board. Score 4-2. Mike, are you talking about my volume? Like the commentary volume? That a little bit better? Well, hopefully that's a little bit better. Awesome. Sorry about that. Where's everyone in the chat listening in from? Just kind of curious. Everyone except Steven. I know where he is. Alright, Lena to break. Trailing 4-3. Oh, man. A little too much top spin on there. Yeah, Lena with a little bit too much top spin off that break. That's why the cue ball ended up going down. And we got people from all over. Ontario, Canada, Madrid, Northern California, Buffalo Billiards. Nobody cares about Jacksonville, Texas, Maryland, Germany. If you're 30 minutes south, why aren't you here? That's my question. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It means a lot. We can't make this happen without all y'all's support. Alright, so Shen has elected to take the solids in this rack, and I can't say I blame her. She can use the 3-ball right here to kind of open up the 8 a little bit. Columbus, Ohio, Alabama, Tuscaloosa, upstate New York. I got you. Well, make sure you stop by and say hi. We got a big setup up here on the stage. Alright, let's see this 5-ball. Honestly, I mean, you can take it now. Kind of like taking the 1 first. Leaving the 5-ball there to get you back on the 2. Or you can use the 7-ball to get to the 2. Either way. Let's see. San Diego, Kentucky. William, where at in Kentucky? We're all based out of Louisville on the X-Pool team. Definitely didn't want to run into anything there. She was definitely playing for the 5-ball next. She should be okay. Just a nice smooth stroke. Take this ball forward. It puts you on the natural line for the 5. Don't have to power it. Alright. I think she used her break cue to jump over the edge of that 12-ball. What a shot. That's definitely one for the highlight reel. Alright, William, so I guess you probably play at Rocks, if not driving all the way to Fairfield to go to Michael's. Probably depends on your mood that day, I'm assuming. Alright, this 8-ball to get within 2. Yeah, Jonathan, no big deal. It was an easy shot, right? Alright. She needs 2 more to take round number 1. Let's see, how's everybody else doing over here in the bracket? Jordan Helfrey is leading Veronique Menard 5-3. Lonnie's coming back on Ashley Rice. It was 4-1, now it's 4-3. I know I'm not Lonnie, and she's everyone's favorite. I get it. I understand. She's my favorite too. I figured I'd keep you guys updated on that. Over on table 7, April Larson won her match on table 6. We all know Chesko. Is it Cheska or Cheshka? I think it's Cheshka. She won her match handily. About 50 minutes. Alright, she's pocketed the 9 and the 15. Everything looks pretty out in the open. No real issues anywhere. Shen has requested the referee take the rack off the table, so he's going to have to move the 8 in order to get the rack out from underneath it and place it back. William, I've been to Kick Shots. I know they play a bank game up there. They've got some interesting rules, to say the least. I played with Butch and a couple of those guys quite a few times when they come down for Derby. Arlene, the score is 5-3, so the video scoreboard that you see is being kept by the players, but they're also keeping it on the flip scoreboard up at the top of the screen, and occasionally a player will forget to hit the button, or they'll think they hit it and it just didn't, or it didn't acknowledge the touch on the screen. But we here in the booth have no way to change it. So both methods of score are completely up to the players. Alright, this rack looks pretty wide open. No issues whatsoever. I mean, okay, so the 3 does pass underneath the 6. Came up for the 5, but don't want to get straight in. Oh, wow. So on these tables with brand new cloth, whenever you've got standard pro cut 4.5-inch pockets, you can actually put a little bit more juice and kind of pop this ball out if you wanted to get it off the rail. She was more than content with keeping it there. So with how she's played it, I expect her to put a high ball on this and follow the cue ball out to the middle of the table, 2 rails. Alright. Not quite to the middle, but yeah, I'm going to try and keep it a little bit professional, William. Not going to, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's a lot of rules. The bankruptcy rule is the one that really gets me. I still don't quite understand how it works as far as the bank game at Kick Shots. But all those guys are awesome. I mean, I don't have a bad thing to say about any of them. They're all great. Alright, she's taking a really good look at this too. She's looking at it like it doesn't go. Beautiful shot. Nice touch. Alright, this 8-ball to get on the hill. A little awkward bridging in the pocket, but she'll be fine. Shin-Mei, first one to the hill. Alright. This is... Lena's in kind of a difficult spot, but not an impossible one. If you were paying attention at the noon matchups, Christina Tkach was in this exact same situation. Down 6-3 and breaking. She came back to win it hill. Alright, let's see. I think stripes are the move here. They seem to be the easiest route. She's going back to grab her extension. Can't say I blame her. This is a bit of a stretch. But there really aren't any problem balls anywhere around the table, so she has to be careful. If she gives this table up for any reason, she may or may not come back. She's come over a little further than she wanted to, that's for sure. I think she wanted to play this 15 all the way down, and I think she wanted to be a little straighter on it. These side pockets are very accepting, but this is a tough angle to put the 15 into the side, so she's going to go ahead and take it all the way down. Beautiful shot there. Now you can just roll forward all the way down for the 13 in the side. That's what she's looking at. And if you overroll it, you're either going to have the 13 all the way up in the corner or you'll have the 10 ball. Yeah, she's going to have the 13 all the way up now. That's not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. You can actually go forward with this and you're almost guaranteed a shot on either the 11 or the 12. Or you can try and minimalize travel and have a shot on the 10 too. I mean, you've got options on how you can hit this. Got it down. That's the only thing that matters. Alright. She trying to run into the 5 here? I don't think she wanted to catch it that full. It's still okay though. If you put a little bit of bottom left on this, you're going to avoid hitting the 2 and the 12, and you'll spin back out to the middle of the table, depending on how thin it is. It might be too thin for it. If that's the case, then your best bet might be going into the 2 and the 12. Try and slow down the cue ball a little bit. Good shot. Alright, I think she's got the right angle to be able to play this with just a high, maybe a touch of inside ball. That's what she's looking at, going out 2 rails. I think if you're trying to go out 2 rails, you need to introduce a little bit of inside, but not much. It'll just kind of help manipulate the cue ball over and off that second rail, trying to get you a little bit more towards the middle of the table. Dwayne, she is from Austria. Oh, thank you, Ike. Alright, Arlene, anytime. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here and listening to me. I'm not no LFR, but I try and do the best I can. I don't think this 8-ball goes in the side. She's looking at maybe banking it, but I mean, with brand new felt, this ball doesn't want to hold off of the rail like you would be able to on worn-in felt. With where the 5 and the 6 are, I think you have to kind of overcut the ball, and you can't really get it to hold with inside like you would be able to if the felt's been played on for 2 or 3 weeks. We're about to find out though. You do have to hit it really hard to get it to hold. Yeah. Just couldn't quite cut it enough to get it to hold. That was always going to be the biggest issue. Really unfortunate because Lena really hasn't made very many mistakes, and the ones she has made haven't been catastrophic. And the scoreline doesn't really reflect how close this match has been, in my opinion. Alright. The 6 leads to the 2 leads to the 7, and the 7 leads to the 8. Basically just playing putt-putt around the table at this point. Just can't afford to make a mistake. Nice shot there. Put enough speed on it to make sure she wasn't going to end up straight in. That would be the worst thing that she could do from that spot. Just center ball up to the middle of the table. And now a little bit of low right to kind of get over to the right side of the table. Don't have to go too far with the 8-ball being where it is. She going top and solo. You can go either way. It's just a comfort and feel thing. Yeah. A little bit more of a cut than she was wanting, but she should be fine. I've seen her make some pretty drastic cuts so far. This 8-ball to win the match. And just like that, Shin-Mei defeats Lena Primus 7-3. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the stream. We're going to shut down for a minute. We'll be back up at 4 o'clock Central Time. I want to thank our sponsors again, ONEIDA Casino and Hotel for hosting the event. Pechauer Custom Cues, Olhausen Billiard Products, Taom Billiard Products. My name's Sean Denny with X-Pool. We'll see you guys here soon. Thank you for tuning in.